I would like for you to join me in a Love and Deep Space tarot reading where we will take a look at what meeting them would be like for you. You can pick pile number 1 or pile number 2, and I will see you in a little bit. Bye bye. Hi pile number 1, welcome to your reading. I'm gonna start with Xavier and work my way down the 5 love interests, and we'll see what the cards have to say. Your energy entering this connection with Xavier is the Death card. I take it as when he comes into your life, if we're pretending that he is either coming from his world to yours or you're going to his world, I think you're ready to start a new chapter in your life. I feel like you don't really have anything to lose. Lose. Why did that sound so Swedish? I think you're pretty fed up with everything that's, or not, maybe not everything, but a lot of things that's going on in your life. And I think you're ready to embark on a new journey and see where it takes you. And I think this might be a bit dumb, but I think that you have a tendency to hide behind a mask because she has a skull face, a skull instead of a face. So I think you might be ready to show who you really are. And I think Xavier might be somebody who can meet you halfway there. Xavier's energy entering this connection is the Empress. So he's grounded, down to earth. He's emotionally stable. He's somebody you can trust. He might be more in tune with his feminine vibes, his feminine energy. Not to say that he's feminine at all. But I mean, if you compare him with, I don't know, Zayne, then Xavier is a bit more feminine, actually, now that I think about it. He comes off as somebody who's laid back, and we already know that he is. The Empress is usually pregnant, and I don't mean to say that Xavier is pregnant, because that would be more Raf. But if you if you embark on a more sexual journey, then there's a probability that you might get pregnant. What you bring into the connection is the King of Wands. I don't speak German, but I think I have the cards. I think I know what the cards mean. The King of Wands is somebody who is passionate, who goes after what he wants. I say he, but it's, you know, an energy, not a person. I think you bring a lot of creative energy into this. I think being around you is quite fun. Because when you speak about things that you're passionate about, people tend to enjoy being around you because you can get quite immersed in your own little world. And I think that if you have the opportunity to play with somebody's wand, then you would take it. What Xavier brings into this connection is the Seven of Pentacles. So I think he's more... he's waiting. He's not rushing into anything. He's willing to let it take time, but not in a sense that he's wasting time, but he's not in a hurry to get to know you. I think he prefers to build a foundation. But the light is on the hourglass, so I feel like he's coming in with a sense of calmness and stability, is what I'm getting from that. What you learn from this connection is the Three of Cups and the World. And I think there are more things to life than what you have done so far, I guess. And I think you're learning to be more playful in your approach to life and to the world. Get the feeling that you are more open, or you become more open to the joys of life, if I can put it that way. But I don't mean to say, that doesn't mean that you aren't. I just think that you have a tendency to not... I think you have you live more inside of yourself than out in the world, if that makes sense. So I think you're learning to let go of your inhibitions. Yeah. What Xavier learns from this connection is the Queen of Swords. She is somebody who's not afraid to speak her mind. Again, when I say she, it's a queen, but he's obviously not a woman. So it's more about energy. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is not afraid to speak her mind. Somebody who is very intellectual and intelligent. She can be seen as cold. People don't step on her toes. She goes after what she wants, and she's kind of like Elsa from Frozen. Like, you don't necessarily want to be on her bad side. So what Xavier learns from this connection with you is that I think he learns that there's a seriousness behind behind your mask. And I think he actually admires it. So I think he's learning that there's more to you than what he first sees. And then we have potential direction of this connection, or where does this connection naturally lead? And here we have the Page of Swords and the Seven of Cups. So I think all in all, this connection leads to a choice. And I like this card because the Page is a young person or energy. And I like that this is... If we weren't reading about Xavier right now, I would say, oh, this is Sylus when he was a kid and this is White Mephisto. But I think you're both learning about one another, and I think that you have to make a choice, you know. Should we be friends? Should we, you know, work together, be a team? Or do we both want different things, basically? Yeah, I think that's what I get from this. So let's look at Zayne. I think this reading is going to be quite long. And to be honest, I think this is the 14th time that I'm recording. Because I get so nervous and now I'm just tired, so I don't really care. Nah. But I'm not like exhausted. I've been playing a game and we do guild bosses on Saturdays. This is nice, you get the same card. So we finished like 20 minutes ago. And then I figured that I should do this so I can cross it off my list. I've had the worst luck when it comes to the new banner, the movie thing. Like Caleb does not want to come home. Ooh. 3 cards. I can't see the whole phone screen, so I think this works. I don't know. So when it comes to Zayne, your energy entering this connection is the 3 of Wands. You are much more driven compared to with Xavier. And I think this is something that you've been looking forward to. I don't know if he's your main, if Zayne is your main. Bias person thingy, favorite dude. But I do think that this is something that you're looking forward to. And Zayne's energy entering this connection is the 4 of Cups, so he's not entirely sure. And we know Zayne because he's a Virgo, so he's very much inside of his head and not so much in tune with his emotions. So I'm not surprised that this card came up. In the regular normal Rider-Waite, there's a tree and a person who's sitting and he's like bored or waiting for something, and then there's 3 cups in front of him and a hand coming out from the side with a cup, and it's like it's the universe offering something. But in that card, he's not interested. He doesn't want it. He's not seeing it. So I kind of get that Zayne's energy entering this connection is he's not entirely sure if this is something that he wants to pursue. And that doesn't have anything to do with you as a person. I mean, maybe it does, I don't know. But I think this has to do more about or with the fact that he's a Virgo, so he's not gonna jump into something, you know, he's not Rafayel. So what you bring into this connection is the King of Wands again. You must really like these men's wands. Yeah. So again, you're somebody who's creative, warm, or like can be warm, goes after what she wants, or he, I don't know if you're a guy. I think you're female, because most of the players are. You're bringing warmth into this connection, and I think it's interesting that you come off as a king in both Xavier's and Zayne's reading. Wonder if you're much more masculine or in tune with that side of yourself. What Zayne brings into this connection is the Ace of Swords and the Page of Cups. So the Ace of Swords is about new ideas, new opportunities. Swords are mental energy. So and this page, he's sitting again with a white Mephisto, and he is blowing bubbles. But to me, this looks like he's waiting, he's contemplating. Is this something I want to do or pursue, or is it not? And here he actually has the cup from the first card. So he has received it, is my take on this. And I think he's... In my brain, Zayne is very intellectual. So I think he needs to come to terms with his emotions. But he's ready to bring some sort of emotional bond, I guess. He just needs to get there in his mind. I don't know how else to... I can explain it in Swedish, but then I have to make subtitles, and I don't want to do that. What you learn from this connection is the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is... oh shit. Is the emotional fulfillment card. This is basically where we want to end up. So I think you learn that meeting Zayne is like a dream come true. Because that's what the card means. And what he learns is that you are his world. I know this is super cheesy. Oh my god, I'm hating what I'm saying. But that's what the cards are saying. But yeah, you are his world. He's learning. Like when he finally comes to terms with, okay, so this cup isn't so bad, and this cup is you. And then when he thinks about it, like, yeah, you're pretty cool. You're rad. And potential direction. I think I get the Four of Pentacles is a card about keeping. The Four of Pentacles is usually a guy clutching one of these pentacles to his chest. and he's not ready to let it go, then I think that you might be afraid of being too clingy or like holding on too tight. So you don't want to trap him, maybe. But that's not really... Where is this connection? Where does this connection naturally lead? But maybe that's just it. It leads to a mental dilemma. Maybe, I don't know. It's not bad. Do I want to pull another card? What if I get Devil? 7 of Pentacles. So waiting. I'm just getting only time can tell, you know. And again, this is just for fun. It's not gonna happen. I mean, I hope it does, because that would be super cool. But I don't think it will. All right, let's look at Rafayel. So your energy entering a connection with Rafayel. I want this one. What is it with you and Kings? Rafayel. What you bring into this connection? What Rafayel brings into this connection? Huh. So much money. What you learn from this connection. What he learns from this connection. And potential direction, or where this connection naturally leads. I'm going with this. Huh. I want another one. Nah. Can I get another one? Thank you. So your energy entering a connection with or meeting Rafayel is the King again of Pentacles. So you're grounded when you meet him. And you're like, the King of Pentacles is the richest guy in the whole deck. Because in the 10 of Pentacles, there's a house in the background. And it's his mansion. But your energy is like, look, this is me, this is what I have, this is who I am. And you're like offering yourself to him. Not in a like ritualistic way. Yeah. And Raphael's energy is the 3 of Pentacles. So this is a card about being hardworking and working together. So I think he might see some sort of potential in you with what you're offering, and then he's like interested and he would like to collaborate with you, probably. I don't see this as being a overly romantic type of thing. It's more of a financial or I don't know, doing a project together. Maybe you're just friends. I don't know. What you bring into this connection is the Knight of Pentacles. So you are quite busy building your dream life, building a home, sketching out plans for the future, working hard on getting what you want. And I just get the feeling that when you meet Rafayel, or when he comes into your life, you're not really looking for love. because your focus is on other things, on, you know, making a life for yourself. And I think that's quite healthy. And his energy is the Six of Pentacles. So he's looking for balance, and he's also willing to offer you a hand. If, considering you've gotten the King of Wands in the other two readings, I'm just wondering if maybe he's offering some sort of mentorship to you. I don't know. What you learn from this connection is the Two of Cups. So I think you're learning that there's more to him. There's a potential to get deeper. This is the soulmate card. And I think maybe you're learning that he's your soulmate. But he's learning the King of Swords. So he's learning to be more analytical and intellectual. And Rafayel is not that kind of person, really, in my... From what I mean, he can be manipulative. And I think this card could be, like, if it's in the reverse. Or maybe he's just learning to be more direct in the way he speaks. Because he can be quite... This is the only Cups card, and he is a water sign. So I think maybe with you, he's learning to be more... I actually want to use that, more direct. And that's quite a feat. Not feat as in feet, but feature. Feat as in having accomplished something. I also... I'm gonna continue talking about these wands, because the potential direction, or the where this connection might naturally lead, is into if we were looking at how does Rafayel feel about you, and you got the Ace of Wands, it would be like, oh, he wants to do it, you know, do it. And with her, like, massaging her wand, I think this connection is gonna be quite sexual. Oh, I feel like this sucks. Nobody's gonna watch this. Alright, so... I don't know. I was actually expecting more Cups cards for Rafayel. But I guess not. So we're gonna look at Sylus, my favorite boy. So your energy entering a connection with Sylus is the Hanged Man. His energy entering a connection with you is the Five of Cups. What you bring into this connection is the... Are you fucking kidding me? How? I've been shuffling. I don't get it. I don't understand. This is so weird. What Sylus brings into this connection? Do I want this? I told you it's Sylus with a white Mephisto. What you learn from this connection? What do you learn when you meet Sylus? You have the Three of Pentacles. What does Sylus learn when he meets you? Okay. Huh. And potential direction, or where this connection naturally leads. Actually want that card. Okay, we got 2. Huh. Okay. So your energy is the Hanged Man. When you meet Sylus, either if you go to the N109 zone or he comes to where you are, your whole world is gonna flip upside down. You don't know inside from outside, you don't know up from down, you don't know what you're doing, you don't know where you are, you're not losing control. Things just flip, and I think it takes you a moment before if you see her face, her head is like enlightened, so it takes a while before you understand what's going on. But your energy is like you are not out of control, but things are out of control and you don't know. Everything is just upside down. And his energy is the 5 of Cups. So I think that, in all honesty, this to me reads like you're being incarnated into his world, and he's lost you 3 times already, or he's lost you and he's been mourning that. But now that you're back into his life, he's like, oh yeah, because this again is the 2 of Cups, which is the soulmate card. So I think he sees his soulmate in you, and I think that he, like, the energy is that he's been mourning this, but he's ready to move on to and you know, embark on this 2 of Cups journey with you. What you bring into this connection is, surprise, surprise, the King of Wands. We've never seen that one before. I think this is hilarious. You are somebody who is very much in tune with who you are, is what I'm gonna say. And you are creative, warm, you go after what you want. And I think you're a warm person. Sylus, on the other hand, is the Page of Swords. So he's still learning a lot, and he has his white Mephisto. And I wonder if you're older than him. Maybe that's what the cards have been saying, that you're older than them. Since you've been a king all the time, and they've gotten a king here. I don't know. I should have figured that out before. So you bring a lot of passion, you bring a lot of creativity, you bring a lot of warmth into this connection, and Sylus brings a lot of curiosity and knowledge, or a I don't want to say need for knowledge, but there's a potential, like he wants to learn more things because he's quite intellectual. What you learn is the 3 of Pentacles, so you're learning to work together with him. And I think you need that, considering the Hanged Man in the beginning. Because in order for you to become upright, you will have to learn to work with him. Especially if you end up in the N109 zone. Because it's not a place where we want to be. Well, I would love to be there because Sylus is there, but yeah. I would rather not die. And he is learning. Yeah, what does he learn from the connection? He got the 9 of Cups. And the Nine of Cups is emotional fulfillment, a wish coming true. It's about allowing your emotions to exist without judgment, is what I want to say. So I think he's learning to trust his emotions, and I think he's learning to feel emotions, because he can be very much in his head. And if he has already mourned you and he's got you back in his life, then I think he's like overflowing with love or passion or emotions, and he's just being happy. So he's learning to trust the process, I guess. Potential direction, or where this connection naturally leads, is the Seven of Pentacles, which we have seen, and the Four of Cups. So I think only time will tell if this is something that you both want to go after, if this is something that you want to explore. If you're stuck in his world or he is stuck in your world, you need to let time do its thing, you know. But again, the Four of Cups is an offering, so I think there is potential for a love offer. And whether you're the one offering him or he's the one offering you, I don't know, but yeah. And then Caleb. I have a Palo Santo, so I know how far I can put how far down I can put the cards. So, okay, you and Caleb. Your energy entering this connection is the Eight of Wands. Caleb's energy entering this connection is the Three of Cups. What you bring into this connection is... it's not the King of Wands. It's the Six of Cups. And he's got the Seven of Swords. Okay. What you learn from this connection is the High Priestess. And what he learns is, the Tower. And potential direction. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, maybe I didn't shuffle them good enough. Can you see those? Yeah, I think you can. So your energy entering a connection with Caleb is the Eight of Wands. The Eight of Wands is super quick. I think this connection starts with you two meeting outside, either at a bar or somewhere where there's a celebration. Maybe he comes here or you come to his world when he's celebrating his birthday, or you're celebrating yours. I don't know. But the Eight of Wands is a card about, it's quick messages. So there could be a lot of texting, there could be a lot of back and forth with, I don't want to say that, oh, we're gonna email each other, because people don't email. I mean, they use TikTok or DMs or whatever. Back in my day, we used MSN, because I'm old. But yes. So your energy, you're like, yes, finally, and you're like spinning in, you're like flying into his life, and he's like, hey, go grab a beer, and if you don't drink, grab a bottle of water, let's share. What you bring into this connection is the 6 of Cups. And again, this is just like in Silas's reading. The 6 of Cups is a card about childhood friends. It's about, like, this is the Ace of Cups, 2 of Cups, and 3 of Cups. So it's not going back in time, but reminiscing, remembering things. So I actually get the feeling that you might have met him, just like Silas, in a different life. And you might be remembering things from a different timeline that he doesn't know. Or this is pointing to your knowledge about him, because he is a video game character. So you know how to speak to him. And I think this is quite interesting, because the 7 of Swords is about lies and deception and trying to get away with things. And if this is what he's bringing, and you know about things, then he can't hide the deceptive things he does. He does? He can't hide things from you because you already know it, because of the game. And this is also what you learn. No, what you bring. He brings lies. That's just weird. What you learn is the High Priestess, and the High Priestess is super... what's it called when you know what happens in the future? She's intuitive. She's super intuitive. So she knows things, even though... So again, like, he can't hide things from you because you already know. You know, you might not know everything, but you know enough, so he can't get away with being manipulative. He can't lie to you because you already know everything. And what he learns is the Tower, and the Tower is about, like, your whole world is going under. Not going under. I think he might be honestly, what I'm getting from this is that he's learning that the different pieces of himself, he doesn't have to hide them, because you already know and you like him anyway. So there's no need for him to keep lying about things. He doesn't have to be different versions, you know? Because you already know. You want him anyway. And he can't hide it because you know. So I think that he's learning that he doesn't have to pretend to be whole in order for you to see him. Oh my god, vad flummigt. And then potential direction, or where this connection naturally leads, is the 6 of Pentacles, the 7 of Pentacles, and our dear Silas and Mephisto card, the Page of Swords. So I think that if you both put in the same amount of effort to try and make this work, and you give it time, then there's a potential for it to go further. You get to learn about each other. And I think there's a willingness to do so too. I mean, this is gonna be cheesy again, but like trees grow. And it's blooming, so I think that, and there's a butterfly, and butterflies are transformation, so I think with enough time and investment, you'll both learn to look past these things and move forward. Why couldn't all the readings be like positive-ish? I mean, they weren't negative, but I don't know. Maybe I just suck at reading cards. That's all that I have for pile number 1. Thank you for watching. You don't have to give a thumbs up. You don't have to like the video. You don't have to comment. You don't have to do anything you don't want to. I appreciate getting... Jeez, it's like 51 minutes long. Well, I want to say thank you for watching. I appreciate it. And maybe I'll see you again. Maybe I'll do this another time. Anyways, bye bye. Hi, pile number 2, and welcome to your reading. We are going to look at what happens when you meet the love and deep space love interests. So I'm gonna start with Xavier, and then we'll work our way down the list of the men. So I'm gonna shuffle, and then we'll look at what the cards are saying. So your energy, I just need to scan, so there's no nudity, but there is some. That's good. Your energy entering this connection is the Knight of Swords. I'm reading this as when Xavier enters your life, you are on the go, or you're rushing to meet him where he is. And I think this is quite interesting, because he comes out as the magician. That's his energy, and the magician is somebody who is manifesting things. So I'm wondering if maybe he has manifested you, or if he is your manifestation, if you understand what I'm trying to... But this is somebody who is in control, who has the power to wield all 4 elements, the pentacles, wands, swords, and cups. So he is somebody who is very... I want to say whole as a person. Like, he knows who he is. He knows he has worked a lot to get to this point. And you're coming in as a younger energy who wants things done quickly. And I get a feeling that you're quite quick to judge, and you can be, your brain is moving in 10,000 miles per hour. So there's a lot of mental energy in you. And that's not a bad thing. But you can feel quite rushed, and I think that you rarely have time to sit down and wait for things, because you want everything to happen now, you know. So that's your energy, and he seems much more grounded, but the magician can also be a bit manipulative. But you're like, everything, I need to do this now. Like you don't have time to sit and wait. What you bring into this connection is the Two of Wands, and the Two of Wands is somebody who's waiting. But this person is waiting for the ships to come in, so it's like you've been... what do you bring into this connection? You're bringing a sense of adventure, I want to say. You're willing to let things go and go for what you want. You're willing to follow your dreams, to follow something that you're passionate about. And if that means you have to, you know, travel by boat to get... You don't mind leaving things behind in order to go to... Oh my God, I can't speak. In order to to go for what you want. So you're more of a go-getter. But I actually think this is funny that this is such a quick energy, and this is like, I'm waiting for my ships. The Eight of Pentacles. What Xavier brings into this connection is hard work. He doesn't mind spending hours on the same thing, mastering something, and this is also with the magician. The magician has mastered things. And the Eight of Pentacles has, like, this person has been drawing these pentacles again and again and again and again and perfected them. So he's bringing perfectionism, or bringing a sense of not giving up. He's willing to put in the work. That's his energy, what he's bringing in. And he doesn't mind it being repetitive, because he likes it, because there's knowledge, like... Maybe he can make it better if he just makes another pentacle. Or maybe he's trying to redo things. Maybe this has happened before and he's trying to perfect it this time around. And I'm gonna yeah. What you learn from this connection is the Eight of Swords and the Two of Swords. And I think this is quite interesting, because the Eight of Swords is somebody who sees themselves as a victim, somebody who is unable to move forward. She thinks she's stuck inside of these swords, but she's not. She can just walk out of there. So, and with the Two of Swords, I think this is... She's blindfolded and she's blindfolded. So what you learn I recently learned that the Two of Swords, this is about a decision, making a decision. And again, swords are mental energy. But she's having her back towards the moon, and the moon symbolizes intuition. So she's ignoring her intuition, and she's ignoring the emotional, because water equals emotions. She's ignoring the emotional connection because she's trying to make a decision with her mind without taking these two things into consideration. So I think what you're learning, you need to learn to trust your intuition, because you're not stuck. You can just walk out of there, and she's standing in the water. So it's like you're stuck inside of your emotions, but you're refusing to look at them. You're refusing to feel them. So maybe what you should learn is to not be inside of your head so much and be more in tune with your emotions. Could that be? Is that super strange? It might be. So what you learn from these connections, is he teaching you that? Because he's got the Five of Swords. And the Five of Swords is about winning a battle with unfairness. Because this isn't really a win, because he's losing these two people. So I see this more as he's learning that not all fights are worth fighting. What does that even mean? Choose your battles wisely is more, sounds better. But I mean, this can also be like he's taking these two swords from you. Maybe he's taking these two swords from you so that you're being forced to come into terms with your own emotions. But what does that mean? What does he learn from that? Because the fives are usually about loss, and he's losing something. Is it worth it? Do I want another card? I think I do. What is Xavier learning from this connection? Or why is the Five of Swords here? Okay. The Three of Swords. He's holding three swords. And it's a matter of, again, mental energy. But if he's, with the Eight of Pentacles, if he's redoing everything, maybe he's learning that the old ways he was doing things ended up in heartbreak. So he has to think, he has to use these two swords from you in order to find a new direction, to end up somewhere else. And that's where we have the Death card, because the Death card is a new beginning, because there's, I think this is the sun climbing up over there. The Death card in the tarot is not about death. It's about new beginnings, transformation. And with the Ace of Swords, it's a new, like starting a new chapter, starting a new adventure, this is a new idea. So it's almost as if he's learning to break free from old patterns, and you're learning to trust your own emotions, and together you move on from a cycle that's been repeating, so that you can both start over. But I'm still thinking, you know, manipulation here with the Magician card. But maybe he needs to manipulate things in order to get them to where he wants them to go. all in all, like, even if this isn't like super, oh, lovey-dovey, cup cards everywhere, I think this is quite interesting actually. Because there's, you're both learning so much and you have to let go of things in order to gain other things. So it's almost as if Xavier is having to embrace his Lumiere side in a way, I guess. I don't know. That's what I'm getting from that. It only took me 15 minutes. Jeez. I'm sorry, but I don't know. I would love to make this more happy, but I can't change the cards. I can redo the reading, but I don't know. But I mean, I think this was more interesting than getting like 2 of Cups and 6 of Pentacles and the Lovers and Page of Cups. Like, that would just be, oh, here is a love declaration. You're gonna live happily ever after. You know, that's just not fun. This, why? Alright, so Zayne, your energy entering Zayne's life. When I did pile number 1, the same card fell out, I think it was 3 times. There was this the camera cut off, so but I'm here again. Really? I'm not liking this. This is like super... Why are the same cards showing up? This is a different position, but still. Zayne. I want another one there. Okay, we got... Oh, there we have the 2 of Cups. Do, 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 do. So your energy entering a connection with Zayne is again the Knight of Swords. So you are somebody who, again, rushes into things without thinking things through always. You're mostly on the go and have a hard time relaxing, I want to say. I'm just gonna leave it there because that's what I'm getting. Zayne, on the other hand, I think this is lovely. He's got the 4 of Wands, and the 4 of Wands is usually a marriage card or happy home life. So he's entering this connection with you with the intent of courting you, is what I want to say. And for Zayne to have come to that conclusion, he must have thought for a really long time about it, because he's not somebody who does things on a whim. He likes to think things through before doing anything. So he's interested. He's in love with you, baby. No. What you bring into this connection? You bring heartbreak. You're here to break Zayne's heart. No, you're not. I think what you bring is a Is it called head over heart matter? I think you're questioning his intentions. I think I don't want to say that you don't believe that he has your best interests in heart. I don't think that's what this is about. I just think that you might have been burned before. So it's more about being insecure and wondering if this is this for real? Is this for real? How? So you're bringing doubt. But I don't think it's doubt in him as a person. I think it's a doubt, more of a doubt in the situation as a whole, if that makes sense. And he brings strength. I love this for him. My foot is... Oh, clear. So he's bringing... he brings the strength card. So he is willing to give you control over him, not in a bad way, because he's still, you know, ruling himself, but he's willing to listen to you and let you lead. He's willing to give you the reins, so to speak. He is willing to offer you everything, the feminine and the masculine side of himself. He is willing to meet you where you are. So he's bringing a fiery calmness into this connection. And don't quote me on this, but I think the woman is supposed to be a Virgo, because strength is Leo. But I'm wondering if not, because he's a Virgo, if this is him, like he has trained his beast. No, but he has he's willing to tame himself in order to meet you where you are. That sounded so bad. I regret saying that. What you learn from this connection is the Ace of Swords. And this is again about new opportunity, new ideas. So I think you're learning to trust your intuition, and I think you're coming to terms with the offer that he has, that it's not such a bad idea. And I think that you're choosing to, considering how this ends, I think you're choosing to believe him when he says that he wants to pursue you. And what he learns is temperance. And temperance is balance. And it's about mixing two things that don't really match, like oil and water. And this person, she has 1 foot in the water and 1 foot on land. And I believe this is about being in tune with your emotional side and your like the physical world. So he's learning to find balance. But I think we see that already with the strength card. That this is not a new concept for him. This is something that he's been working on for a long time, even before he met you. But I think he's perfecting it when he comes into your life. And then potential direction of this connection, or where does this connection naturally lead? And then we have the 7 of Cups, and this, oh shit, And this is a card about choice. And the thing, this is also a card about illusions, because this woman, she can choose whichever cup she wants, but not all of them are good, because here you have a snake and this is a heart. Here you have riches, and here's a tornado, and here is a fist. But just because, you know, let's say she goes for riches, she doesn't know what lies underneath. And these riches may be fake, like maybe she doesn't pay her taxes and then she loses everything that she has gained, you know? Or maybe the snake looks like it's scary and she's afraid of snakes, but she chooses the snake anyway, and the snake sheds its skin and then it becomes a dragon, and then this dragon is like super awesome and it lays eggs, and then she's being flown to this mountain where this dragon, okay, I'm gonna stop. So this the Seven of Cups is about choices. So where this leads is, you know, you have the choice to oh my gosh, you have the choice to choose if you want to accept, oh, I'm dropping it, accept the cup. I'm just gonna say that this is he, because he is offering and she's about to receive. So you have the choice to decide whether or not you should accept this offer that he is coming with here. Do you want to marry me, or do you want to, you know, try and see where this leads? So I think that you're overcoming this Three of Swords. I'm so distracted now because I keep thinking about this snake turning into a dragon, and it's so illogical. So, but either way, this was a more positive reading than Xavier's, I guess. I need to take my sleeping pill, so I will be right back. All right, so that's what I got from this. Let's move on to our favorite fish boy. My back does not like when I sit here. It's strange if we don't get any cup cards. Well, there's a cup card there. Death again. And the King of Pentacles. I can't see. Is that fine? Yeah, should be fine. So with Rafayel, can I... Yeah. Your energy entering Rafayel's life world is the Knight of Cups. So you are not as quick when it comes to Rafayel as you were with the other two. Here you're actually offering, you're moving towards him, which I find quite nice. But you're willing to offer your interest, I'm gonna say. I keep thinking about this dragon, the snake dragon. I should have just stayed quiet. Raphael's energy is the 9 of Pentacles, so he has embodied the single life. His energy is being, like, he's single, he's living his life, he's self-sufficient, he's doing what he likes, he is content with where he is in life, basically. And then we have what you bring into this connection. It's the Knight of Wands and the 9 of Wands. So the Knight of Wands is a quicker energy than the Cups one. This is somebody who is creative and fiery and passionate, and who likes to explore things. But the 9 of Wands is also somebody who is, so it's like what you bring into this connection, you're bringing in creative energy is what I want to say, but you're also not defending, but you have your walls up in a way. Because it's like you're afraid. I think you're afraid of being rejected. Because this knight is moving away. So it's like you're offering, but then you're changing your mind. Because you need to defend not defend, but you need to protect yourself. Because this person is wounded, if you see that. So it's like you might be afraid of getting hurt again. But there is a sense of creative, passionate energy. But I think you might be afraid of offering it to him. But he's coming off, what he brings into this connection is the Queen of Swords. And I don't see Rafayel as the Queen of Swords at all. Because the Queen of Swords is Elsa from Frozen. The Queen of Swords is more of a Zayne energy. So I don't really understand this. Should I take another card on that one? Why is the Queen of Swords here? Justice. Well, that's not helping. Or maybe it is, because look here. The Queen of Swords has her has her sword, but the Justice card also has a sword. But this is about balance. So what he brings to the connection is if he's coming from being content with his life, I think he's going to be quite decisive with, I want to keep things this way, or I need these things in order to feel good. So he's not willing to compromise about certain things. And I think I think your ego is a bit not ruined, but I think I don't think you can take that entirely. I think it hurts a bit. But he is willing to, he's not going to be, you know, I'm deciding everything. He's interested in having some sort of balance. But some things he will not compromise with certain things. And I mean, that's kind of healthy in a way. So I think this is good. That's good for him. what you learn from this connection is the Five of Pentacles. And I think this is funny because I was reading in a book earlier today, this morning, about the Five of Pentacles. But what I learned today was that this is also a card about being stuck in a way of thinking about what ifs, like painting the worst case scenario and then choosing not to do what you actually want to do because you are super afraid that this horrible thing is going to happen. So it's kind of like having extreme thoughts in a negative sense. But it's also about reminiscing on the past and regretting, like being stuck in a if only I could have, then my life wouldn't have been so bad. Or if only I had a brain, or whatever. You need to stay in the present and not be so far ahead and not be so far behind in your thoughts. So I think that's... Why couldn't I just have said that from the beginning then? The Empress is all the 4 queens, I believe. I'm actually gonna interpret this as Rafayel is learning that he can be himself with you because there's no judgment. And I think that he thrives more in this connection than you do. He's more interested in being whole. I don't think this is a good match, to be honest. Because he's basically winning. I don't know. I don't like this reading at all. He basically learns that he can say what he needs to say and still, you know, feel good about it while you're here, like... I think you're coming off as insecure. And I think he likes that in a way. Because he's manipulative. Potential direction is the 7 of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Death card. The 7 of Wands is... she is defending herself. She's defending what she believes in. So I think this is either you might need to defend yourself and what you believe in. And here we have this the Wands again. But then we also have the King of Pentacles, and the King of Pentacles is the richest guy in the whole deck. And he is very stable. This is like Zayne. So this guy is super wealthy and grounded, and he has everything figured out, basically. And then you also have the Death card. And like I said earlier, the Death card is not about death, it's about transformation and rebirth. And one door closing and another one opening. So I think that if you defend your what you need in order to keep yourself grounded, then it's not the death of the relationship or the connection, but it's like a new beginning. But I think that there's a lot of work that needs to be done because you two are so different. And I'm still super surprised that there's not a single cup card on Rafayel's side. But yeah, the Empress feels quite Rafayel, to be honest. With his whole diva and brat type of, you know, personality traits. Not that the Empress is... She's not the... People don't talk about the Empress that way, but that's the energy that I'm getting. Mainly because it's paired with these two. Anyways, I hope that Sylus is more entertaining, I guess. Or maybe not entertaining, but more positive. It's the same. I'm working on a fan fiction, a Love and Deepspace fan fiction, and Rafayel is... He's quite manipulative in my story. But that's... I just see him as... I was gonna say sleazy fish, but he's not. I think he's extremely smart, and he knows how to play dumb in order to win things. In order to get his will or get his way. So I see him as quite manipulative, actually. I don't know why I said that. Oops. So, Sylus. This is interesting. So, okay, wait, fuck. Crap, we have to... Because there are nudity. I think this is super interesting. So you got the Lovers and he's got the Devil. That actually sounds like... Yeah, Sylus. That's cute. So, your energy entering this connection is the Lovers. I can't show this card because there's nudity in it, and I already have this... like, if I show nudity, I'm gonna get banned. So, the Lovers. Your energy is... I think that you are... smitten, is that the word? I think you're finding him extremely attractive. And I love and hate that he's coming up as the Devil. This is such a red flag. This is about addiction and bondage, and like these two characters that I can't show, they are stuck together with chains, but they can lift the chains off. But they don't, because they like being chained to the Devil. They like, you know, the naughty side. I think you're like a drooling mess from more than one place when you meet him. And I think he's a bad influence on you. But you don't mind. You want it. You are... you know, considering all the... Like, this is number 4 in this pile. I think Sylus is your bias. Just, you know, considering all the cards that we have pulled so far. But yeah, his energy, he is everything bad in your life. He is everything that you want and more. And you shouldn't want it, because it's like when you two come together, it's not like, oh, let's go on a date, or oh, let's go for a walk. No, it's heading straight into bed, or straight to the wall, or straight to the bathroom, or straight to the floor, or woof woof bark bark, and and all day every day in the kitchen, in the blah blah blah. That's basically what I'm getting from this. So I'm gonna leave that and say that what you bring to this connection is a sense of being stuck. You're feeling stuck mentally. And if I'm gonna be completely honest, I think you feel boring. Not that I think you're boring, but you think you are boring. You think others perceive you as boring. And I think you need this devil energy just so you can feel more alive, so you can feel like you're doing something right with your life. I think you like the thrill of it. But you tend to get stuck in your head, and you're getting stuck in old patterns, and you can't see your own, I don't want to say flaws, but it's like you don't see your worth. He does, and he loves it, but you just don't see it. And what he brings is the Four of Swords and the King of Cups, and I like this. Because the Four of Swords is taking a rest, mental rest. But I hear Sylus when he says, I don't remember the correct thing, but basically rest if you're tired, cry if you're sad. I will be here every step of the way, basically. And I think that's the energy that he's bringing. He's meeting you emotionally where you are, and he's allowing you to rest. He wants you to rest. He wants you to be relaxed. He wants you to not be worried about things. He wants you not to be here. He wants you to be this person, obviously because he wants you in bed, but apart from that, what you learn from this connection is the Nine of Wands. And the Nine of Wands again is about not defending as the Seven of Wands did, but as in standing your ground. Again, this is somebody who's wounded. But I think you're learning to stand on your own 2 feet. I think you're learning to trust yourself, to trust your intuition, and to trust, trust that you have a voice, basically. And what Sylus learns from this connection is the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups can be about a child. I don't think you have a child. Even if you might have a child, I don't know. But this is also reminiscing about somebody that you used to know. So I think he's learning that it's okay to show his emotional side. Because you're not a threat, because children are rarely threats. And I think he learns that this is okay. Yeah. Potential direction, or where does this connection naturally lead? You have the Six of Pentacles and the Chariot. And I think this is hilarious again, because this and this is Sylus with the motorbike. Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. It's about balance. It's about offering things. And the Chariot is movement, forward movement, being on the go. So I think that if you take what he's offering you, you're in for the ride of your life, basically. He is inviting you to a joyride. Want to go for a joyride, you know? I mean, so far this has been the most character-esque, I want to say realist, but most in character, I guess. Let's take a look at Caleb as our last card pile thing. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. So, Caleb. Nej, nudity. Nej, inte igen. Okay. Caleb. Caleb. Strength, nice. Do I want another card? 5 of Cups. Let's go with the third one as well. Your energy entering this connection is the star. I can't show it because she's nude. She's naked. But the star card, she's pouring out water into a pond. I'm just gonna leave it there because there's so. The star card is about a wish coming through, a wish fulfillment, healing. So your energy when you meet Caleb is basically, oh my god, this is a dream coming true, I love you. Basically. And Caleb's energy when he's entering this connection is the 3 of Wands. So he's waiting. Oh, is this the waiting? I thought it was the 2 of Wands. So he's waiting for his chips to come in, not potato chips. Oh, chips. But he's willing to embark on a new journey. He would very much like to see what's beyond the horizon. So I think he's been waiting for long enough, and now he's ready to take the next step. And then what you bring into this connection is the Hierophant, and again, I think this is again, or maybe it was, yeah, it doesn't matter. So the Hierophant is about contracts, following tradition. It's usually about somebody who is some sort of mentor or high up, like politician high. I want another card, actually. Why is the Hierophant here? I don't like that card. Oh. I'm just gonna say your energy entering is the star, And then you have the Hierophant and the Knight of Swords, and that's quick energy. So what you bring to the connection, you are so willing to like put a ring on it, is basically what I hear. I don't hear, but that's what I feel like, think. And he's interested because he's been waiting. I don't know if he's been waiting for you per se, but he's been waiting for the love of his life, and you appearing is basically, hello, here I am, you know. And then what he brings into this connection is the Lovers. So there's potential. He's willing to do this with you. And then what you learn is the Knight of Pentacles, and this is a super slow energy. The Knight of Swords, I love how you're contradicting yourself all the time. Because the Knight of Swords is the quickest knight in the whole deck, and the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest knight in the whole deck. He's not even moving, he's just standing there offering his pentacle. But then Caleb is the Two of Swords, so he's ignoring his intuition, like we talked about earlier. So it's about making a decision, but he's not sure if he's going to follow his mind or if he's going to follow his emotions or his intuition. And I don't know why. Maybe he's wondering if this is what he's been waiting for. And to you it is, because this is a dream come true for you. So you want to tie the knot. And you're offering this, but I think you're quite shy. And I think maybe that's why he's hesitating, because you're coming off as this energy, and then you're like second guessing yourself. Right? So he has to learn to trust his intuition, because that's the learning. And you're learning to, maybe you're learning to be more, maybe you're learning not to be as quick with what you're offering. And he's learning to trust his intuition and trust his emotions, rather than letting his mind lead. And then where this connection ends up, or, you know, is maybe he needs to take a break, take a moment to think about what he wants, but you're strong. And he would love to be your pet in a not sexual way. And the Five of Cups is about crying over spilled milk. But maybe this is the thing, you know. This is what he left behind here when he embarked on this journey with you. And this is the Two of Cups, so this is you. I'm getting super tired, so I don't know. I feel like this reading just took like 2 minutes. I think there's a strength in allowing yourself to not force your thoughts, to not there's a strength in using both your mind and your emotional knowledge or depth when you make a decision. I'm just rambling and saying stupid stuff now. And my back is killing me. It's like, can you even see it? It's almost 1 and I have part 3 to do. Should I skip it? Should I make just 2 piles? Maybe I'll just make 2 piles and then see how this video goes. Because it's almost 2 hours now. Yeah, should be fine. So anyways, dream coming true. He's been waiting you're offering your finger, the ring finger, and he's interested, but he needs to trust his intuition and his emotions, and you need to not be afraid of offering what you have, because there's strength in both mental and emotional energy. I think I'm gonna end it there. Thank you so much for watching, and you don't have to you don't have to leave a comment, you don't have to give me a thumbs up. I'm just happy that you're here. So bye bye, thank you, hey.